Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, together with the Presidential Communications Office.
We bring you the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news coverage from the People's Television, IBC, Philippine News Agency, Philippine Information Agency, and Presidential Broadcast Service. I'm Princess Habiba Saripauda.
And I'm Joe Fernandez. We are from Radyo Pilipinas. Welcome to
Balitang Pambansa.
Tonight's headlines. Former President Rodrigo Duterte was arrested and placed under the custody of the Philippine National Police by virtue of a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court or ICC. The palace confirms the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte and service of arrest warrant of the International Criminal Court or ICC for alleged crimes against humanity in relation to war on drugs. Former and current lawmakers weighed in on the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte and what it means for some Filipinos who were directly affected by the war on drugs. The Philippine Navy conducted a unilateral exercise in the vicinity of Bajo de Masinloc. Former President Rodrigo Duterte flew to Hong Kong on March 7 and attended an overseas Filipino workers event on March 9 where he discussed the arrest warrant issued against him by the International Criminal Court or ICC. Earlier today, he returned to the Philippines on board Cathay Pacific Flight CX-907, which landed at Ninoy Aquino International Airport at 9:26 in the morning. He was greeted by police officials who taken the former chief executive into custody and brought him to Kalayaan Hall of the Villamor Air Base for a medical checkup. Former government officials and Senator Bongo later arrived in the area. Media personnel were barred from entering due to strict security. Following a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court or ICC, former President Rodrigo Duterte was arrested earlier today at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. His arrest marks the first time a former Philippine head of state was arrested through an order by an international tribunal. PTV's Clazel Padilla has the details.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte has been taken into custody following his arrest in connection with the crimes against humanity charges filed against him before the International Criminal Court or ICC. According to Malacanang, Interpol Manila received an official copy of the arrest warrant issued by the ICC against the former president earlier this morning. The case stems from allegations of crimes against humanity linked to the war on drugs during his presidency and extrajudicial killings in Davao City when he was still the local chief executive. The ICC Prosecutor General formally transmitted the arrest warrant notification for the former president. The Philippine National Police carried out the arrest, ensuring that body cameras were issued during the operation. Duterte is now under the custody of authorities, with Malacanang assuring that he and his group are being treated appropriately. Philippines formally withdrew from the ICC in 2019, but the palace previously emphasized that the country remains obligated to Interpol as a member nation. Under this commitment, the Philippines is required to process and, when legally justified, arrest individuals with an Interpol Red Notice, which serves as a global alert for fugitives wanted by foreign authorities. The ICC has reiterated that despite the country's withdrawal, the court maintains jurisdiction over crimes committed while the Philippines was still a member. Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile stressed that the Philippine government should not be blamed for Duterte's current legal troubles. He clarified that Duterte's legal problem was caused by the laws enforceable by the ICC. From PTV Manila, Clazel Padilla, Balitang Pambansa.
Two senators aligned with the minority or opposition expressed relief over the former president's arrest, insisting the day of reckoning has come for the president on his alleged high crimes, human rights abuses, and the thousands of deaths blamed on him for his bloody war on illegal drugs. Senator Jingo Estrada, a known Duterte ally, cautioned the public to exercise calm and sobriety amidst all the information, factual or false, coming in, as our Danielle Malastas reports.
For former Senator Laila de Lima, who was previously detained during the administration of former President Rodrigo Duterte, says the issue on the arrest of the former president is personal for her, and her pursuit of justice was made possible by the International Criminal Court or ICC.
This is deeply personal for me. For almost 7 years, I was imprisoned on fabricated charges, accused of crimes I did not commit, all because I dared to speak out against Duterte's drug war. To those who have fought this long and difficult fight, your voices mattered, your courage mattered, and today, the pursuit of justice continues.
Former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV recounted when the Magdalo filed a case before the ICC against the former president. Senator Risa Hontiveros said the day that families of thousands of Filipinos allegedly killed in Tokhang has come. Hontiveros hopes that this is just the start of their journey in attaining justice. Senate President Pro Tempore Jinggoy Estrada called on Filipinos to remain calm and exercise sobriety as the legal proceedings unfold. While for some House lawmakers, this is just a statement that no one is above the law.
Bilog ang mundo. And sooner or later, we will have all to face justice, face the music. We heard you. We know how you feel. And dito sa House of Representatives, hindi naman po kami manhid sa pananawagan ng mga biktima ng EJK para sa magkamit ng katarungan.
For Representative Ace Barbers, this is a big step towards attaining justice, saying that this arrest is not just about one person, as this is more importantly about bringing back the trust of our fellow men in the country's justice system. From PTV Manila, Daniel Manalastas, Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, lawmakers have called the arrest of former President Duterte proof that no one is above the law. Representative Robert Ace Barbers described the arrest as a step toward restoring trust in the justice system, while Representative Raul Manuel of Kabataan Party List called it long overdue and criticized Duterte's war on drugs, while Representative Percy Sendanya of Akbayan Party List emphasized that Duterte must now face justice. For her part, Representative Geraldine Roman credited the House Quad Committee hearings for aiding the ICC's investigation leading to the arrest. She also urged the Philippines to rejoin the ICC. The Philippine Navy's unilateral gunnery drill earlier today using live rounds performed according or even above expectations, given targets still being hit in the live fire exercises despite the rough seas, constant maneuvers, and uninterrupted communications. Proof the Philippine Navy is more than able to and prepped to engage in surface warfare operations under the harshest conditions, as our Patrick De Jesus reports.
The Philippine Navy successfully conducted a unilateral and gunnery exercise on Monday in the vicinity of Bajo de Masinloc. Participating in the exercise were the guided missile frigate BRP Jose Rizal, offshore patrol vessel BRP Ramon Alcaraz, and landing dock ship BRP Tarlac. The drills, carried out amid rough seas, included live fire drills, maneuvering, and communication exercises.
The Navy is prepared to conduct surface warfare operations under any conditions. And I am very glad to report that both PS-16 and FF-150, despite the very harsh conditions yesterday, were able to hit the target.
No Chinese vessels were monitored in the vicinity.
This does not send any particular message to anybody. We are focused on ensuring the operational readiness of all our assets and our ability to conduct unilateral, joint, and combined exercises with anybody.
Meanwhile, in February, a total of 19 vessels from the PLA Navy and China Coast Guard were monitored in Bajo de Masinloc and Ayungin Shoal. The Philippines continues to conduct regular maritime patrols and aerial surveillance flights in the West Philippine Sea.
The Philippine Navy has a regular patrol plan, and we keep challenging them each time we monitor a warship, not only in Ayungin Shoal but even all over the West Philippine Sea.
The Navy reiterated the presence of Chinese vessels within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone is illegal. From the People's Television Network, Patrick De Jesus, Balita. Pambansa.
The flight data recorder from the FA-50 fighter jet that crashed in Mount Calatungan, Bukidnon will be sent to the United States for analysis before being forwarded to its South Korean manufacturer. The Philippine Air Force has completed detonating the aircraft's munitions for safety and continues its investigation. A vigil will be held tonight for the two pilots who died in the crash, First Lieutenant A.J. Dadula and Major Jude Salangoy. Meanwhile, 11 other FA-50 jets remained grounded. Air Force spokesperson Colonel Maria Consuelo Castillo confirmed there is no set timeline for the probe, but recognized efforts to resolve it as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, the Department of Agriculture or DA announced that there will be no increase in the price of agricultural products for the next few weeks as the supply for the said products remains stable. Moreover, the price of vegetables also dropped, especially onions and tomatoes, due to the harvest season. The DA and Department of Trade and Industry or DTI earlier today conducted a joint inspection at Balintawak Market.
Ang Agrarian Reform Program ay dapat magpatuloy. Agrarian reform is not only about acquisition, but also about support services and distribution.
There will be more to come in Region 1.
Magandang hapon po, ako po si Aroli Macho, chairman po ng Bagong Samahang Ngayon, Multipurpose Cooperative. Napakalaking tulong kasi hindi na po kami nag-hire ng pang-deliver at saka hindi na nade-delay yung ating delivery kasi dito na po yung binigay ng DAR na delivery banso natin. Gusto pong magpapasalamat sa DAR kasi ang ating butihing secretary, Sir Conrado Estrella. At saka sa ating butihing President BBM, salamat po sa tulong. Kung wala po kayo siguro na tumutulong sa amin, palagay ko wala din po ang Bagong Samahang Ngayon.
Back on Balitang Pambansa, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, is set to overhaul its free Wi-Fi program. The agency is eyeing the SIM card Bayan project as potential alternative for the said program. Meanwhile, DICT revealed that Telco also offered a cheaper but broader free Wi-Fi service.
On the other news, as part of her 3-day official visit to the Philippines, Slovenian Foreign Minister Tanya Fayon met with Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo. During their bilateral meeting, the two leaders discussed strengthening cooperation between the Philippines and Slovenia, particularly in the trade and investments, science and technology, nuclear energy, maritime collaboration, sports, and labor. Additionally, Slovenia is preparing to open its first embassy in the ASEAN region, which will be located in the Philippines.
To boost more sustainable tourism in Aurora, the Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, established an ecotourism site. Rick Cambiao of the Philippine Information Agency Central Luzon tells us more.
The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, has inaugurated the 69.3 million peso Villa Aurora Ecotourism Project, taking a significant step toward boosting sustainable tourism at Barangay Villa in Maria Aurora, Aurora. The agency began construction in 2023, developing 11 eco-friendly villas, a function hall, a chapel, a tribal hall, and a tent area with slab flooring for various events. DPWH Aurora District Engineer Roderick Andal highlighted the project's role in unlocking the tourism potential of Barangay Villa, which had previously struggled with limited infrastructure. He emphasized the area's growth as a prime ecotourism destination. The project includes essential utilities such as an elevated water tank, a generator room, material recovery facility, recycle bins for waste management, common toilets, ample parking spaces, footbridges, and an access road leading to Ubud Falls, all of which enhance visitor convenience and accessibility. The site also features pathways, trails, a hanging bridge, and an off-road 4x4 trail for outdoor and adventure activities. Beyond improving the visitor experience, the project is expected to stimulate the local economy by creating jobs and generating revenue. It aligns with the government's focus on sustainable tourism, balancing economic growth with environmental preservation. From the Philippine Information Agency Central Luzon, Rick Yambao for Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, the Department of Health or DOH Calabarzon activated 33 dengue fast lanes in health facilities across the region to manage dengue cases which have reached more than 10,000 within the first 2 months of 2025. Here's Patricia Bermudez from the Philippine Information Agency Calabarzon for the story.
The Department of Health has set up 33 dengue fast lanes in both government and private hospitals across Calabarzon to speed up the management of suspected dengue cases. This comes after a surge in dengue cases in the region, with 10,300 reported from January to February 2025. Health facilities have also been advised to establish hydration stations to help prevent dehydration caused by high fever and vomiting. DOH Assistant Regional Director Voltaire Guadalupe underscored the importance of early detection and prompt treatment to avoid severe complications. He added that the increase in cases may be linked to climate change, which has made the population of Aedes aegypti mosquitoes more unpredictable compared to previous years. Since last year, the health department has been supporting local governments with interventions and supplies to strengthen dengue prevention, control, and management. As part of these efforts, DOH Calabarzon continues to implement the Alas 4 Contra Mosquito campaign, encouraging communities to eliminate mosquito breeding sites every Monday. The DOH clarified that local government units have the authority to declare dengue outbreaks based on local health risks. From PIA Calabarzon, Patricia Bermudez, Balitang Pambansa.
Tandok is not an effective rabies treatment, health authorities say, and urge the public to seek medical treatment when bitten by animals instead. Diane Gurimbalem from Philippine Information Agency Mimaropa tells us more.
The Provincial Health Office or PHO warned the public about the danger of opting for Tandok treatment for animal bites. In 2024, 2 deaths caused by rabies have been recorded by the PHO. The patients sought treatment from Tandok, a traditional method of extracting rabies from a wound using animal horns.
Huwag na po kayong maniwala sa Tandok kasi yan po talaga yung naging dahilan ng pagkamatay ng dalawa natin sa province last 2024.
He added that those deaths would have been preventable if they had sought proper treatment from an animal bite center. Tria reminded the public that rabies is deadly and should not be taken for granted, and advised that if bitten or scratched by an animal such as a dog or cat, immediately wash the wound with clean running water and soap for 10 to 15 minutes.
At ang susunod po natin gagawin ay pumunta na po kagad sa pinakamalapit na animal bite treatment center para po sa tamang management at maturuan din po kung ano ang dapat gawin sa hayop na nakasagat.
In 2024, the PHO recorded 21,433 animal bite cases in the province, exhibiting a 61% increase compared to the data in 2023. In response, the local government, in partnership with the Surveillance Integrating Phylogenetics and Epidemiology for Elimination of Disease or SPEEDIER, conducted in January this year an integrated bite case management introductory training to capacitate frontliners in the province.
From Philippine Information Agency Mimaropa, Diane Francisigo Rembalem for Balitang Pambansa.
And for our weather update, Metro Manila, Central Luzon, except Aurora and Calabarzon, will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorm. The Pag-asa said light to occasionally strong winds blowing from northeast to east will prevail, and the coastal waters in these areas will be side to occasionally rough. Meanwhile, a danger heat index of 44 degrees Celsius could be experienced in Dagupan City, Pangasinan tomorrow. An extreme caution heat index of 41 degrees Celsius may also experience in San Jose Occidental, Mindoro, Legazpi City, Albay, Virac, Catanduanes, Masbate City, CBSUA, Pili, Camarines Sur, B, Oginotbatan, Albay, Zamboanga City, and Butuan City, Agusan del Sur.
And that concludes our rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Joe Fernandez.
This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the Filipino people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again tomorrow at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. for more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Princess Abiba Saripauda, and this is
Balitang Pambansa.